Wow. Have mercy. Your brother from the gutter, friend of the friendless, the slick one is back behind the wood for the open bar coming to you from Typhoid Studios, located somewhere in South Buffalo over the telephone pole. Yeah. And I am recording this podcast on March 6th, which I believe is Thursday. I'll tell you, time flies when you're unemployed. I'll tell you. I'm surprised nobody has, picked me up yet. I mean, I'm out there in the free agency market. And well, you know what it is? There's just nowhere to go anymore. There's just nowhere to fucking go. I'm not gonna do country at this point in my career, okay? So, yeah, it was a real shit show like I predicted it would be. On the last Slick Cast, we talked about the meeting the next day that Trump was going to have with Zelensky. And I said, listen, Russia's going to get everything they want, and Ukraine is going to get boned. And that's exactly what happened in an obvious setup, an obvious hit job, or a heel turn, as Jon Stewart called it, which is what they do in wrestling. Yeah, they pulled a real fast one, J.D. Vance and Trump. Ganged up on Zelensky and tried to make him look like he was this ungrateful scumbag. And then, who was it? Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend asked a question like, how come you don't wear a suit? I mean, really? Marjorie Taylor Greene, how does her boyfriend get into the press room? So they basically tried to make him look bad, and they fucked him over. So we are siding with a dictator over our allies. And, our fathers and grandfathers that fought in World War II are probably turning over in their graves because we fought against fascism. We fought against dictators like Putin. And now we're bending a knee to him and throwing our allies under the bus. 75 years in NATO, down the shitter. We are now a weaker nation because of this. We now are no longer a leader of the free world. 80 years flushed down the shitter by a real estate slimeball charlatan who has no empathy or loyalty to our allies or anybody for that matter. Just makes me want to heave my guts that we are now bowing to dictators like Putin. And we're giving all the concessions to him. Right now, Trump has cut off military aid to Ukraine. He did that a couple days ago. And they're calling it a pause, okay? Yeah, right. They also have given up intel to Ukraine, which is very important to them because we would tell them where the Russians were, where their ammo dumps were so they could blow it up. Now they're cutting that off as well. Trump is also talking about lifting sanctions on Russian oligarchs and different entities. And the Defense Department genius Pete Hegseth has issued an order for Cyber Command to suspend planning against Russia, including any digital initiatives, a huge win for Russia and a reckless gamble by Trump. U.S. officials are warning that the Russians are continuing to infiltrate U.S. networks and have amped up ransomware attacks as of late. Trump has made the U.S. and our allies weaker, and he has made Russia and China stronger as a result of him doing what he's doing to Ukraine right now. Everything Trump has done to this point puts Russia in a stronger position to negotiate, rather than us pressuring Russia with NATO into giving up making some concessions. No, all the pressure's on the poor bastards that got fucking invaded by Russia. And hey, what did former Russian leader Nikita Khrushchev say way back in 1956? He said, we don't have to invade the U.S. We will destroy you from within. We will take out America without firing a shot, is what he said. And it would appear to me that is what's happening right now.
They're eating the dog.
Yeah, so Zelensky, they keep pushing him for this peace deal, but Zelensky, he's not going to sign. He's not stupid. He wasn't born yesterday or the day before. He's not going to sign some deal, some lame-ass deal to give the U.S. all his minerals and precious metals and give Russia all the land that they've taken so far He's not going to do it without any guarantees that the U.S. is going to back them up. And if they don't get that, well, you watch what Russia does next. That's just a green light for them to just go all the way. And that's what they'll do.
Let's inhale some drugs together.
So here's an interesting tidbit about the Trump administration. Trump's cabinet of billionaires get this. Trump's cabinet of billionaires' total wealth is $460 billion. That's what he said. $460 billion.
Big deal.
That's right. 16 of Trump's 25 wealthiest appointees and nominees are in the top 0.1% of wealth in the United States. $460 billion. Now, Elon does account for $400 billion. So I guess that's just $60 billion for the other Trump cabinet members. In comparison, Biden's cabinet had a total wealth of $18 million, not billion, in wealth. That's right. We have a cabinet now of oligarchs and billionaires running the show. They want tax cuts and deregulation so they can ravage and rape and steal from everybody. And then they want to cut your Medicaid and food stamps. How's that make you feel, huh? Wow. Hard to believe people voted for this shit, but they did.
I wish I had a retarded mind like you.
So I tried to watch the Orange Pus Bag's speech last night, but I only got about a half an hour into it, I think. And I had to turn it off. I had to turn the channel when he started comparing himself to George Washington. I just couldn't take any more lies and bloviating. I would rather drink a bottle of Window X or fist fight a gorilla than to watch any more of Trump's speech. I guess he rambled out for an hour and 40 minutes. One dude got thrown out because he was talking about Medicaid. I forgot the congressman's name early on. The old dude with the cane. He's pointing his cane. Yeah, what about Medicaid? It was just brutal. Just a brutal 1 hour and 40 minutes of Trump just lying and lying and saying he's the greatest thing since chopped liver. But, what do you expect?
This man is a true psychopath.
Assholes like this running the country. No wonder I can't sleep nights.
You gotta be a football hero to get along with the beautiful girl.
Yeah, you're damn tootin'. Slick Daddy with some football news. Enough about the Trump shit show and Captain Chaos. Let's talk some football. March 12th, NFL free agency starts. The Bills, of course, in need of pass rushers, defensive tackles, safeties, corners, and they could probably use another wide receiver. Now, DK Metcalf from Seattle has asked to be traded. And to me, I think he would be the perfect pickup for the Bills. He could get deep. He would be awesome. Devontae Adams is also out there, although he's getting a little bit long in the tooth. Played a few games with the Jets last year. Hollywood Brown from the Chiefs. He is a free agent once again. He can run good routes. He's got great speed. And Josh Allen's buddy, Christian Kirk from the Jacksonville Jaguars, was a really good receiver when he wasn't injured. He was seen at Josh Allen's wedding. He's also a possibility. Christian Kirk, remember that name. Pass rushers that are out there, the troubled Hassan Riddick, Josh Sweat from the Eagles. There's a dude I would definitely look at. And Chase Young as well. They're both pretty young. And, of course, they also need safety help. But they got to get pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. I mean, the Eagles did what we couldn't do. I mean, it was so evident in that Super Bowl. The Eagles' defensive line, they just kicked the shit out of Kansas City's offensive line, and we couldn't do it with the personnel we have. We just ain't good enough. So the last I heard in the Myles Garrett Derby is that we're ranked, I think, third or fourth in getting Myles Garrett. So they could also use some help at safety. Trevon Moehrig from the Browns is a possibility. Also, there's some decent corners out there, like Byron Murphy from the Vikes, DJ Reed, Shavarius Ward, and our old number one pick, Stephon Gilmore, is still out there playing at 34 and not playing too badly, by the way. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but it's coming up, another week here, and we are in free agency land.
They may be drinkers, Robin, but they're also human beings.
And I must give myself a pat on the ass. 50th episode. This is our 50th episode since we started doing this back in July when I was unceremoniously shit-canned from you-know-where. So I didn't think I'd do 10 episodes. This is number 50. So, yeah. Hey, listen, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let your friends know where I'm at. And, of course, that you can stream Slick's Open Bar on any of the major streaming platforms. And I think you know what they are: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, YouTube. And, of course, we originate out of Podbean. And if that doesn't work, you can go to slicktom.com. Props to our producer, our technical and graphics producer, Julia from Lakewood Studios, who does an awesome job for Slick's Open Bar. So, hey, if you need any computer or graphics done, check out Julia, Lakewood Studios. Remain calm, circle the wagons, go Bills, live fast, die old, and, of course, weed, whiskey, and resist.
Hail to the king, baby.